So did they bury this story? And if true, we now have several examples of Democrats in the media moving the goalposts to protect Joe Biden. So first it was the laptop wasn't real. Then it was, but there's no connection to Joe. What will be their excuse now? A man that's been following this all, Josh Hawley, is a U.S. Senator from the state of Missouri, and he joins us now. Senator, how will they hide the president and shield him now?
Well, listen, what needs to happen is there needs to be no hiding, and that's why the subpoena is so important. The whole public, the American people, need to see this document. We need to see exactly what the allegations are. We need to see what the evidence is, and you're exactly right. Democrats in the media have covered for this president over and over and over again, to the tune of even interfering in an election. Let's not forget that Twitter and the other big tech companies censored stories about Hunter's laptop to try and change the outcome of an election. We need to know what the truth is, and we need to get it right now.
You know, Senator, they keep saying there's no evidence, there's no evidence. The Republicans have nothing. Tell our audience what you guys have been able to discover.
Well, listen, here's what I understand based on what Senator Grassley and the House have said, is that there is a whistleblower who has come forward and has said that there is evidence of the president's participation when he was VP in an illegal foreign influence scheme. We need to know what that evidence is, and I don't know why anybody would want to hide it. I think the Democrats should come forward. If they're so confident that Joe Biden didn't do anything wrong, great. Then release the document. Let's get it all out there in public. Sunshine is the best disinfectant. We all need to see it. Let's get it all out there so people can see what the facts are.
You know, when President Trump was in office, you heard the Democrats talk about protect the whistleblower. Protect them at all costs. Will these whistleblowers get that same protection? Because that's a real concern.
Yeah, it is a real concern, and we should hear from Merrick Garland right now that the DOJ and the FBI will give this whistleblower the full protections provided by law. And I would just emphasize, Lawrence, this whistleblower is entitled to protections under the law. It's not like just a courtesy, like, oh, you know, we're going to be nice to you. No, the law says that whistleblowers are entitled to full protection. There cannot be retaliation. They need to come forward right now, Merrick Garland, and say, we will protect this whistleblower, we will follow the law, and then they need to make all the evidence public.
You know, Senator, is it time for a special counsel on this matter?
It might be.
I don't understand how the Department of Justice and the FBI can act this way with oversight from the Commander-in-Chief, Joe Biden, and we still have confidence in. We saw that they tried to suppress what was going on with the laptop during the presidential election, and then we're just supposed to forget it. Now the media wants to acknowledge that the laptop was in fact true.
Yeah, and particularly because what the whistleblower has said is the FBI has been in possession of this information about Joe Biden for months, potentially years. So the allegation is the FBI hasn't acted on it, that there has been interference. We need to know the facts here. Release the document, release the evidence. If there needs to be a special counsel, appoint one. But the only way the American people are going to have confidence is if the information's out there. What is it they used to say about Richard Nixon? They deserve to know if the president's a crook. We deserve to know if this president's a crook. Let's get the information.
I'm just curious about the FBI here, because all through the past administration, we had leaks. All of a sudden, the press they know where raids are happening. The FBI, if they want a story to get out there, they had a way of doing it. Why are we just now hearing about this?
Well, I can tell you why. It's because the FBI didn't want this information out there. Just like the Hunter Biden investigation, we know that they sat on that during the last election for months. We know that the FBI worked with the big tech companies to suppress the Hunter Biden laptop story, to lie about Hunter Biden's laptop. We know they did all of that. It's all public now. This is the deep state at work. And this is why, listen, Sunshine, the best disinfectant. Let's make it public. Make public this document. Make public this evidence. Let's let the people decide.
Senator, do you worry that they will say this is classified information? Because we were told it was unclassified.
That's right. What the whistleblower has said, I understand, is that this is unclassified. So that can't be an excuse. But listen, it's under subpoena now. The House isn't just asking for it. They have subpoenaed it. That means the FBI is obligated to turn it over. And if they try to hide behind classification, the answer to that is, but hey, you can make it available in a classified setting, but you have got to turn it over. But there shouldn't be any hiding. If there's really nothing there, like the Democrats are now all saying reflexively, fine, then make it public.
You know, Senator, who do we think the other country is? We knew the Chinese connection and all that, but this is something new. Do you have any information on that?
I do not. I don't have any information on what the whistleblowers has alleged in terms of the specific substantive allegations. Other than that, there is documentation that the FBI has. And I just say again to those Democrats out there screaming about how Joe Biden is innocent. Joe Biden hasn't done anything. Well, fine. Then show us what you know. Show us what the evidence is and the allegations. Don't be afraid of what the facts are.
You know, Senator, what is stopping you guys from hauling Ray all the way back to Congress now? I mean, for a full briefing. If it's classified, then do it in a classified setting. But I think voters are also annoyed with Republicans and the speed of this. I mean, are we going to know when there's another presidential election?
Yeah, and what will the FBI and other agencies do to try and suppress information in that election, right? I mean, this is what happened just a few years ago. This is why this evidence, this material, these allegations, they need to be public. The House has done the right thing in issuing a subpoena. We need to see it.
Yeah. Senator Hawley from the great state of Missouri. Thanks so much for joining.
Thank you.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.